Following a solid 4-year career at Duke, where he started 27 games and recorded 4.5 sacks, veteran defensive tackle Derrick Tangelo exercised his COVID mulligan year of eligibility and transferred to Penn State for the 2021 season. The move made a lot of sense for both parties. The Nittany Lions had an immediate vacancy on the interior defensive line, and Tangelo sought a bigger stage and better situation to raise his stock as an NFL prospect. Perfect marriage, right? Well, kind of. Tangelo upheld his end of the bargain. He was a solid starter on a defense that finished in the top 10 of multiple statistical categories. Quite literally, Penn State had a hole and Tangelo filled it, with 29 total tackles, 2 sacks, 5.5 tackles for loss, and a forced fumble. But unlike fellow transfer Arnold Ebiketie, whose decision to come to Penn State for a year literally made him a multimillionaire, Tangelo's time in Happy Valley only reinforced a lot of pro scouts' apprehension of how he projects at the next level. That Tangelo is a serviceable Power 5 defensive tackle who lacks the elite athleticism and desired measurables to make an impact in the NFL. If Tangelo is to make a roster this fall, he'll have to continue to make hay as a run stuffer. Tangelo's bottom-heavy frame allows him to win leverage battles at the point of attack and occasionally reset the line of scrimmage a yard or two in the backfield. Tangelo has the strength to hold his gap and occupy blockers, rerouting running backs into the arms of untouched linebackers in the process. Against double teams, it was more of a mixed bag. Tangelo held his ground versus lesser opponents, but was often uprooted and ushered out when facing offensive lines like Michigan, Ohio State, Iowa, and Wisconsin. I know we just dogged Tangelo's overall athleticism 45 seconds ago, but he is fairly nimble for a squatty big guy, able to avoid cut blocks and hustle to the ball carrier from the backside. Tangelo's film as a pass rusher isn't going to quicken your pulse. His burst and get off at the snap is below average, his hands aren't overly violent, and he has a bad habit of losing leverage and playing high, thus negating his powerful lower half. He doesn't provide enough explosiveness to be a 3-4 defensive end, or a 4-3-3 technique. And though he's a plus run defender, Tangelo might not have the heft to survive as an NFL nose tackle. To borrow an overused bit of scouting jargon, Tangelo is your classic tweener, a guy with a limited profile that will have to embolden his skill set between now and training camp to earn a roster spot.